Last week I built 10 Plague Marines and this guy, he looked too much like a possessed. So I will put him on a 40 mil base today and give him some bodies to play with.
Look at all these bits.
So I have a bunch of Plague Marine bits here because I want them to be Plague Marines that have been mutated horribly. So the base model is supposed to be Plague Marines. And then I have Putrid Blight King stuff here. I have some loose bits in my bits box here. I have some old Chaos Spawn stuff. I mean, it's still the current Chaos Spawn, but yeah, you know what I mean. And yeah, I will just rummage around a bit and see if I can find something, and then we build the first one.
But first I had to cut the guy off from his 32 mil base and put him on a 40 mil base because possessed are on 40 now. As the base of the miniature, I will use the Plague Champion from the Dark Imperium box set. He has a Power Fist, but I want more monstrous weapons like claws and stuff like that. So I have to cut that Power Fist off, unfortunately, but it is still usable on another miniature in the future. And the head also had to go. I wanted to fit that gas masked head on him, so I had to snip it off. And after some trimming and shaving, the head finally fit on the torso. And then I could go to the arm next. So I wanted that really big clawed arm. I think that's from the Possessed Champion maybe as well. Yeah, that seemed to fit really well. And on the other arm, I used some kind of mutated Power Fist from the Possessed kit as well. My always tried and true method of sprue goo and nail art beads to put some pox where I cut something away that I didn't like. And now I needed to fit the second arm on him. I opted to use some more sprue goo to have a better bond between the two parts here. And the clawed arm, I tried to have it upright, but it looked a little bit weird. So I thought it would be better if he's like grabbing someone or is like pointing with it to the front. And what can I say? I just did not like that head with the gas mask. So I ripped it off and used a different one. This is not the final position of the head yet, but it was a test and I liked that one much more. So I had to slap a backpack on and put him on a base, and then he was finally finished. And on the next one, I just chose a body from the normal Plague Marine kit. I wanted one that has already that breastplate fitting to it and a nice cliche belly mouth, but I just like it for the possessed. I think it's pretty fitting for them. And sometimes with conversions, I don't want to convert every minute detail on the miniature. I just want to have a base that I can work with and then add to it and add some crazy stuff to it. But with this one, I just went with the normal breastplate, as I said, and added some crazy arms. So I rummaged around in my bits box and I found a backpack and a possessed arm from the really old possessed kit from the old Chaos Space Marine, and the backpack is from the Noxious Blightbringer. And I used the bell, the giant dangling bell that's way too big in my opinion, for some other conversion and added just some two little spikes just to disguise that I've cut something off from it. And that head is from the Dark Imperium box. Has a really nice mutation on the top that makes a Nurgle symbol out of horns. And for the other arm, I just used one from the Plague Marine kit that is already cut off on the elbow. And those insectoid claws I've used for the front of the arm are from the Putrid Blight King's kit. And I never really knew what I should do with those. I always had an eye on them, but I could never figure out what I should use them for. But for the possessed, I think they are pretty perfect. That's just a crazy mixture of the miniature, 5 or 6 different kits. A really old Space Marine possessed, Blight Kings, 3 different Plague Marine kits. And I think it works really well in the end. That one was really fun, but we have to go to the next one. And sometimes I just need to rummage around in my loose bits box to find some parts that I forgot about. This is one of the Plague Marine chest pieces that has tentacles hanging out, so yoink. And like last week, I will use that forgotten Plague Marine in the Poxwalkers kit that has no chest piece and no arm, because I have so many of those Poxwalker sprues, so I can make like 3 or 4 more of these, I think. So I need to find a use for them. And then I had to do some excessive trimming on the breastplate and on the body itself. And the breastplate has those hollow arms, so that was a cavity anyway. And then I had to put a lot of sprue goo on it and let it dry for a while to make it more solid to work with. I should have let it dry overnight, but I didn't have time to do that. That gave me a little bit of a headache during the next steps, because sometimes the chest would just go to the side and I had to adjust it again, and it just looked weird because his body was misaligned and everything. But yeah, sometimes you just have to deal with those things, you know. If you are impatient or don't have time, that's just what you have to do. And the right shoulder pad was basically only a half. So I had the idea from in a lot of Afflictions kits, the drones they are riding on, the giant flies, they have these nice little dangly fly arms. So I wanted to add just 3 of them that are bursting out of that cavity on the right shoulder pad. So I had to make sure that the backpack doesn't like interfere with any of the arms and greeblies I'm putting on him. So I put the backpack on first, and then I cut out some arms from that kit, and that arm with the tentacle and the mutated mutated hand was really nice, so I took that as well. And then I got some of those fly arms. I think 2 of them from this kit, and I had 1 from another kit that was just flying around, so I used that one as well and added them to the right side of the body. Look at the perfection of chaos. It's just, those mutations are so derpy, but I love them. And yeah, my sprue goo, I diluted it a little bit too much. It was very runny, and I had to add some more sprue bits to it. Yeah, to be careful that it doesn't run over the details and just melt them away, basically. And on the other arm, on the left arm, I used that weird tentacle arm with that mutated hand. And I had to cut away a lot of it to make it fit. But I wanted a shoulder pad on the left arm to have like an element that is similar on all of the units, like shoulder pads and stuff like that. Just tie them together. So I had to trim a lot of that arm away to make the shoulder pad fit somewhat. It was a little bit difficult, but it worked out in the end, and I think the arm is really a really nice addition to that miniature. Then I noticed that there's still a big cavity on the underbelly of the miniature, so I filled that in with sprue goo as well. And I used my method of nail art beads again to make some pocks or pustules there. And I also filled up the right arms where those fly arms are bursting out of his flesh with some pocks as well, because it was just too hollow and it wouldn't be nice to paint it. So I have to keep in mind when I paint it that I don't want to paint like inside of the miniature or something. So I used some more sprue goo in there, and even after filming everything of this, I just said I need some more pocks on the right side there. So you see that in the final version of the miniature in the end. But yeah, it's just so much easier to paint it, and it looks better in the end, in my opinion. So yeah, I just add some more pocks. What can be the harm in that, right? And then the last step was just to find a suitably mutated head for that miniature. And I used that one with that horn. And the horn has the same direction as the shoulder pad's horn and the backpack's horn. So I think that ties in nicely to that dynamic of that left side of the miniature. And then it gives a nice contrast with the other side of the miniature. And it's like that golden ratio cut, you know. I just tried to do that. Did I do a good job with that? I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. Isn't he just a beautiful monster? I think this one is my favorite of the 5. But you have yet to see the 5th one, so you can judge which one you like best. And so let's go to the next one. And for the last one, a normal Plague Marine body again, because I was kind of on a time crunch and I didn't want to use too much of my time to convert the chest plate, so I just used the standard chest plate for that body as well. But I wanted to have a little clumpy mutated elephant leg foot thingy majigger. So I used the one from the Putrid Blight Kings kit that I really love, that is really horribly mutated and has those lumps of fat squeezed out. So I cut this one off, then I just quickly glued the rest of the body together and added the leg, and then I cut the leg off basically on the knee and then added the little mutated fatty lumpy leg to it. And it was kind of at a weird angle as well, and I think I like that because it's so horribly mutated. Why would it be straight aligned to the leg as it is intended to be, right? So there you go. And I just had to use some bit from the Chaos Spawn kit that is still the current Chaos Spawn kit. Don't get me wrong, the kit was cool when it came out, but when you look at it now, compared to the detail sharpness on it is so horrible compared to the new kits. And also the mold lines are just so thick and are running around those fingers. And it was a lot of work to cut them off and melt them off with some diluted plastic glue and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's... but I just had to use that triple arm on the miniature. And I think it looks pretty good. But, yeah... Make a new Chaos Spawn kit, Games Workshop, please, please. And that arm, of course, also needed a shoulder pad. So I used that mutated shoulder pad with the 3 eyes and the teeth and everything. So that was a suitable fit for that miniature, I think. And on the other arm, I just didn't really know what I should use on that one. But then I found the perfect match. To the Possessed kit, I saw that one of the arms has like a arm, mouth, whatever, and also a shoulder pad with some spikes attached to it as well. So I just cut that off from the sprue directly to leave the body in the sprue, and then added it to the miniature, and I think it looked really awesome. And then I added a backpack from the Possessed kit that has like 4 of these little engines and a nice spine on the back, and I like that one. And then I had to add a suitable head, and I found one, and this one is from the Space Marine Heroes Death Guard kit, that guy with the banner that has that little slug thing wrapped around the bottom of the banner, and I think that one looked really good with also with the spikes on the left shoulder pad that are harmonizing with that spike on the helmet, and you know how it is, the same angle and everything, so I like that a lot. And there you have the 5 Possessed complete. The one in the middle gave me the idea to do the others, and I think they look pretty fun in the end. Struggle! The struggle is real! The struggle is real!
So my 5 Possessed are done. It was really fun to build them. Maybe make 5 more in the future to have a full unit of 10. And if you want to watch another video of mine, you can press one of your appendages, tentacles or whatever, on the screen, or click with your mouse, whatever, on this video here, and smash that little frog in the corner to subscribe. See you next time. Bye!